Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to learn how to carbon copy to Google Sheets. What by this we mean is that say your data is one sheet in which you use the original file and you want to maintain that data to be as untouched as possible, but in the same scenario you want to copy that data to an archive file, to a file wherein you maintain a repository of the same data. Then how do you do that? What we want is that a live updating of the sheet from the main sheet to an archive sheet, right? Here is the use case we said, keeping an archive of data, or say you want to share a dynamically updated sheets with others without original file with extra data. There might be some extra data in your file that you don't want to disclose further, but you don't want to always keep copy pasting the updates and share with them. So you will only make the certain range of the data being dynamically copied to a archive file. We will learn how to do this. This video will be divided into two chapters. In chapter 1, we'll learn simple A to A copying. Like, there is a table A that you want to copy from one sheet to different sheet as it is without any changes. Another chapter, the part 2 of this would be that let's say you have a multiple sheets from which you have a same data tables but different data values in it that you want to get consolidated into a single sheet. Right? No manual effort you want to put it, but you want that somehow on its own it copies the same tables from different sheets with different data into one repository, one central repo. So let's go into the video. Right? Part 1. Right? So let's say here is the function where we will be place where we will putting the function. Right? Function we will be using is known as Importrange function. Let me zoom in a bit. Right? It's called Importrange function, as you can see here. Right? So first it asks that it has two elements into it to be put. One is the spreadsheet from where you want to put the data, so URL of that spreadsheet, and then another is the range string. So the table from which you want the data to be replicated, that is the range, right? Data range. Right? Here one precautions or one thing to remember in mind, that all the values that we input will be inside inverted double commas. Right? It won't be direct value, it will be inside inverted double commas. Right? So let's start by putting the spreadsheet URL. Let's say for example purposes in this video we will use the range here in Sparkline. Right? I have a sheet here known as Sparkline wherein I have, let's say, this data of how much is the status of various projects and a progress bar aligning next to it. Right? I want this data to be replicated in that sheet. So I'll go to the sheet, go to import range. Right? I'll select it. Now spreadsheet URL I'll put inside inverted commas. Now I have already spreadsheet URL copied in my clipboard. As you can see, it's about here that I have copied, and I'll paste it here. Right? Then I'll be putting the range part. So let me go to the range where it is. Right? It is here. Let's select the range. Right? It is selected. Now on the both starting and ending of the range, you just put inverted commas, and at the end close the bracket of formula and press enter. See, it's showing loading. Right? It will take 2 to 5 seconds depending on how big your data is, and then it will replicate the data here. Yeah, as you can see, the data is copied here. This is the simple way of just copying pasting data and maintaining a repository of it. Right? Now we will go into the part 2 of this video, wherein we want to import more than one table from multiple locations and combine it. Right? Has written here. Right? So for this, let's take example again here as two tables present on the right hand side here. Let's say you are part of a sales team and you have a lot of salesmen in your team, right? And every end of the month all the salesmen report their figures of sales across various products and across various regions, right? And this format remains fixed for you. Let's say this is a fixed format that everyone reports to you. Now normally what will happen, that you will individually get reports from everyone and combine it at one place, or you will share a single file with them and ask them to put their data everywhere. Now both of these has their own merits and demerits to it, but what if we want to do it at our end, automation, wherein you fix the format and everyone puts the data in that format and you just get it copied into a single repo file by using Importrange function. So we'll learn about that, right? So we'll take this as a format here, wherein on the left hand side there is the name of the salesman repeating, and then all the details here, right? So I'll go to our Importrange function. Let me go here, right? Import range, right? Yeah, see here when you range import, you can see that it only allows you to import one URL and one range string, right? So our way of going to combine two tables will not work if we just use import range. So what we need to do, we need to use an additional formula in which we invert the bracket, the import range formula, which is the extra formula. It's the array formula, as you can see, array formula. So this is a use of arrays into a single way by multiply combining all the formulas. Let's see. Right, this is an array formula, and what I'll do inside this bracket, I'll add a curly bracket first. First, you just add a curly bracket after the opening of a normal bracket. Now input range formula, right? Import range formula, you add it. Now you add as it is spreadsheet URL inside inverted commas. So I'll add inverted commas, spreadsheet URL. Now insert the range, right? So we'll go to the range part of it. We'll select the range from here. Like for the first table, I need the heading. For the second table, I'll skip the headings part. Right? So I copy here. I'll put the inverted commas on the both start and end of the data range. Then I'll close this bracket. Now I'll add a semicolon. Right? A semicolon. And then I'll add another import range. Right? So let's go again, put import range. Right? Now we'll take again the same URL of the spreadsheet. I pasted it here. Right? And again the range. So for here I'll take say the range of this another salesman known as Harry. Right? But I'll not copy the headings this time because we have once copied the heading. So I'll just copy it from below the heading. Right? Add inverted commas on both start and end. Right? Now close the normal bracket, then close the curly bracket, and then close the normal bracket of array formula and press enter. Right? Now it's loading. Right? Yeah, so here we have the data with us as seen here. It is copying every details from there in terms of number. So here we might want to see that, okay, how does this import function works? Import range function, does deleting data here delete the data in the original file? No, it won't delete data. We'll check it out. Let's say I'll delete the data of this cycle spares value here, right? See, it doesn't delete it. Do you see? It doesn't allow you to delete that value. Even let's say I'll delete the entire row, right? But it will again come back. So it's always replicates data from there. Now, does it change data if I change in the main sheet? We'll check that out, right? Let's say here in the cycle space of Harry, I'll instead of 44,673 value, I'll make it a 90,000 value, right? Now let's go to our sheet. Does it change value there? Yes. See, you see, it just reflected the change in value. So it keeps on always reflecting the change in main sheet here. This is how it works. Thanks for watching this video. Have a good day. Bye bye.